said something a little earlier in regards to, I think it was Greg, in regards to our economy really shifting toward small businesses. And I just want to ask the question, are there ways that City Hall can, I mean, not only support people who are already in business, but really encourage that entrepreneurial spirit in others and encourage people to get out there and start their businesses?
Well, Rhoda, 80% of the businesses in America are small businesses. The other balance of the 20% are other medium to large, but 80% of America, in terms of the business world, are small businesses. I don't know if most people may recall, but about 20 years ago, I ran the Oak Business Center. And I ran it for around about 5 years. And we went from 2 businesses to about 32 businesses over a period of around about 5 years. And one of the things that was wonderful about it, and we can take that concept and translate it in some kind of way, hopefully in the future, is that businesses, people who wanted to go into business could actually go to the Oak Business Center, and we could provide them not only with some capacity in terms of showing them what were the components they need to get started in the business in terms of entrepreneurship, but for those people who were in business, who really needed to have some additional tools to help them to run their business, we provided that also. I think that concept can be translated to the city in some kind of way so that we can support entrepreneurship, but at the same time we can support our existing businesses. Because 80% of the businesses in America are small businesses, and the reality is Flint is going to have to depend on small businesses and a diversified economy.
And Dane, I think that's a great segue for you to tell us a little bit more about these neighborhood business blocks.
Right. I mean, this is a commitment that we're all going to see here in this community. We've had this focus on downtown, and between what Greg described with the support services that have been proven to work at the Oak Business Center, and then when you look at downtown and you see the new streets, sidewalks, lighting, benches, trash cans, the beautification, we're going to take that model out to one business block, business center in each of the city's 9 wards. And we'll be working together to identify that location, but this will be the beginning of a change in how we do business in this community, how we do business at City Hall, where our kids get their first jobs. We don't want them just flipping burgers, right, and folding shirts. We want them learning real skills about how to manage inventory and provide marketing services for a small business. I mean, as a business owner, Mr. Welch, you have to do it all. We want to create places in every ward in the city where people can go and know that their city has really worked for them and made a place for small businesses right in their community, not somewhere 10, 15 minutes across town.
I think, Dave, that's wonderful, because in minority communities, what happens is that they don't really have that assistance, that technical assistance. And I have a particular concern from the standpoint that a lot of money go through a lot of city contracts. I would hope in the future that we make access those kind of opportunities to minorities so that they can do business with the city, and we provide them with the tools that they need in order to enable them to do business with the city, because it just doesn't make any sense for millions of dollars that the city has to go outside of the city, out of the state, and do business with people.
Thank you, Greg. I'm so glad that you mentioned that. I am so ecstatic. I have found a way to help our local vendors, our local contractors, be able to go to that bidding process and be able to keep the bids here in the city. And it was a very simple process. We took the ordinance, rewrote it, took it from a 5% to a 7%, which gives the local businesses a more equal chance to get our contracts within our city. And I want to say one more thing about small businesses. These people in the city of Flint are so eager to own their own businesses. If you ride up and down Saginaw, Clio Road, small businesses, it might be a little barbecue shack, and it might be a little barbecue pen, but that is their small business, and they're eager to do their own business. And we have got to reach out and figure out how we can help this type of a person to get a small building, whatever they need. Because once we empower them with their business, there comes your tax revenue back into the city. It's simple as A and B. So I'm excited about this. I am really excited.
I think one more thing that we can do. We have to look at some of the laws downtown, some of the orders that they have. Because when I was putting my business together, most of the contractors, from the plumbers to the electricians, was telling me that, hey man, it's just the hardest place in and around to include Burton, Mount Morris, and places like that. Flint is the worst place that they want to deal with. You see, and I'm talking about electricians. Most contractors, they will say, man, anywhere except Flint. Man, I just don't want to deal with Flint. It's too difficult. And see, it go take it through too many changes. So we need to eliminate some of this mess so we can get to the guts of the thing.
I agree with you. You know, one of the things I've said is that what we have is a charter that was written back in 1965 that we're trying to apply to 2009. It's an outdated charter.
Doesn't work.
So it's my hope that the mayor and the future mayor and city council will sit down to talk about how do we update the charter.
Absolutely.
Okay. This conversation has been so great. We've got another caller, but we only have a few seconds left. So, caller, perhaps you might want to call the prospective mayor at 280-7684 and talk to him directly about your concern. And Dan, you have some closing comments?
We always just do have such a great conversation. That half hour flies by. Thanks for listening, everyone. Councilwoman Jackie Poplar, thanks for joining us here on our Working Together show. I know when I get elected mayor on Tuesday, August 4th, and we start working together that next week, that some good things are in store for this community. Mr. Welch, thanks for everything you've done to get us to this point, and Greg and Rhoda for joining us all here. Check us out. If you missed us or want to share this with a friend at votewalling.com, we're now taping the show and putting up on our website. So listen to us anytime that you can't make it on to Saturday morning, Working Together at 9:30.
God bless, and talk to you next week.